I was about 16 years old. COVID just hit. I was stranded in my bedroom for a long time. And one thing, if you all hadn't known by now, ever since I was a child, I was practically obsessed with money. Not just making a lot of money, but the way it worked and all of that. And I always knew I'd make a lot of money one day and I'll be a very very wealthy man. I just didn't know how. So I was 16 years old, and maybe I was scrolling through Instagram or something, and this ad came up saying you can earn up to 600 to 1,000 bucks per hour teaching online, and they wanted students as teachers. So that intrigued me, obviously, because back then 600 bucks an hour was big money for a 16-year-old who made no money. So I obviously signed up. I didn't know what I'll do because I wasn't qualified in anything. I wasn't a professional in anything, and I definitely wasn't certified in anything. So, a couple of things I knew really well back then was how to solve Rubik's Cube, how to play drums, and beatbox. So that's exactly what I signed up for. So this wasn't my first attempt at 16 to make money, and I was really, really stupid. I was practically an idiot back when I was 16 years old, and you'll find out why in a minute. Why I was an idiot. So I tried working at a call center, and I told my parents, like I'm gonna go work at a call center. They pay 15K a month, and that was big fucking money. Like if I had made 15K at 16, I honestly thought I made it in life. So I told my parents this, and they were like, "Are you stupid? You're not gonna work at a call center. Study for exams, this and that." And I did pretty bad at my studies back then. I took science, I hated it and all that. So I saw this teaching thing and I signed up for it. And I honestly didn't know what the rates were, right? How much I should actually charge. Because I knew I wasn't worth 1,000 bucks an hour. Like I had no experience teaching and I didn't know if people would actually come for the skill I wanted to teach. So I signed up for 200 bucks an hour, literally for 200 rupees for an entire hour of a class. And that's why I thought I was an idiot. And I only realized this much later. So what initially started out as a desperate attempt to make money turned out to something really nice at the end of it. So, anyways, I did sign up for it, and obviously for the first few weeks, I had no students at all. I was pretty like upset about it, right? Because no one actually applied for my classes. And then I finally got one student, and I started teaching them like very religiously every week, twice a week. And it's for Rubik's Cube, by the way. Some kid in Canada wanted to learn. So every like night at 9 p.m. there was sometime in the morning for her, right? So every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we keep a class, and I made 200 bucks an hour, twice a week, so about like 1,600 rupees a month, which was honestly big money for me. So eventually, I did end up getting more students. I got one for beatboxing, one for ukulele, a couple more for Rubik's Cube. So all these parents wanted their kids to learn something when they're shut in because of COVID, right? So I was teaching them and all that, and it was going fine. But then I started getting annoyed because these kids were really stupid. I mean, they're not stupid; they're children, right? They can't really understand things very quickly. So back when I was 16, I was like very short tempered, as was any 16-year-old kid, right? So I'd really get annoyed very quickly, and I wasn't very patient with others. So that's one of the reasons I kept. It forced me to learn to be patient with children, especially, right? You can't get angry, you can't get annoyed when they don't understand. So I became more patient as a person, which was actually pretty crazy because even though I forced myself to be patient with the children, I happened to be more patient with everyone around me as well. And I saw that something that actually like changed in me. So another thing I realized was the reason I wasn't being patient was because so once we excel at something, right? We forget what it's like to be a beginner at something. And teaching these children, talking to them on a daily basis, made me realize, that you gotta like be more understanding of others at their condition. Not everyone's at the same position you are in, and even you were struggling once upon a time. So that taught me how to be more empathetic. And as cliche or stupid as it may sound, I did understand empathy when I was 16 years old, and teaching was the way I learned that. So I realized like teaching was actually like helping me get better as a person, was helping me grow as a person, and eventually I just liked teaching. So I just continued it even till today. I love talking to children, interacting with them, and it like lets me be a child for that 1 hour, and it helps me forget all my problems for the day. So it's just really fun, and that's why I think like everyone should be a teacher. If you know something, if you're good at something, just go out there and teach someone. It can be old people, it can be young people, it can be children, anyone. Be a teacher. It really helps.